Let's do this. Okay, let's find a new route.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is John Tapp with the International LT with the S13 engine and the T14. This is going to be McLane style, since we're going to start with Montana, and it's going to be for pineapples in Thompson Falls, and so let's hope that works. So this is my Sonics in Funding Island's former company, and my former TM and I
Right,
ordered some stuff
and then turn right.
from him. So let's go get them and go for a
Turn
ride,
right.
everyone.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right. Finally, we are here.
And I forgot, not pineapples. It's gonna be for fresh catfish. So sorry, that's a wrong item. So let's go for a ride, everyone.
Time to hit the road. Turn left.
Liz, I hope you can set an example and continue setting an example for us. So I want to thank you too. I think we have time for a quick listener question. We love hearing your questions, and this question comes from a listener named Logan.
Hi, Lifter. Right Center. My name's Logan and I'm from Arizona. Twice now on the show, our two-party system has been compared to Coke and Pepsi, with the unpopular third option being RC Cola. I'm shocked that Dr. Pepper wasn't mentioned in this conversation, which as of 2024 actually has a bigger market share than Pepsi. So in that spirit, and as political operatives, how would you create a quote-unquote Dr. Pepper party in the current political landscape? Whether that be a true third party or maybe a rebranding of the lost Democratic Party or a post-Trump Republican Party. What would you need, who would be the face of it, and which underrepresented and politically homeless Americans would you target?
I know I'm supposed to ask a serious political question right now. What I really want to ask is which sodas we like more than the other. Because I love Dr. Pepper, I love Coke, I hate Pepsi, and I don't know what that says about politics, but I don't know. Sarah, how can we help Logan create a Dr. Pepper party in this political landscape?
So first of all, shout out to one of my very good friends who's a senior executive at Dr. Pepper. Congrats, you get a whole segment on this show. Did you know Dr. Pepper and Keurig are actually the same company, by the way?
I did not know that.
Yeah, right? So you learned
good.
something today.
There are only like 4 companies in the world that make every product that we use, so that doesn't surprise me.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Look, here's the problem. Like 10 years ago, I would have said, that's really easy. It's like a quasi-libertarian government competence party. And then wonderful friend of mine named Kristen Soltis Anderson, who runs a polling company called Echelon Insights, basically broke out the American electorate into 7 different political parties. And my political party, she called the Acela Corridor Party, which, first of all, that's not great. You already know that's not going to be a good sign. It's the smallest chunk of the American electorate. So never be fooled that you and your friends are representative of anything. Nevertheless, I wish that there were a party out there that was going to be like, hey, we're for free speech, even for the really unpopular stuff. We're for government actually doing the things it says it's going to do. I'm not sure we need a third party for that. I don't know why one of these 2 parties doesn't start standing for those things, as perhaps we got into a little bit there in the last segment.
Liz, can you help Logan create a, quote, true third party?
No, probably not. I have, some of the strangest political views I think it's even possible to have. I mean, if it were if it were up to me, I would like a, kind of a pro-human life socialist party, which has a constituency of like 24 people, probably.
Keep it small and tight.
But this gets to an important point, Liz, that our 2 political parties are not actually based on first principles, because your political party hangs together, if you will, as a single principle kind of up top. These 2 political parties are just a hodgepodge of what gets you to 51% in any given cycle, which is why they can change if they want to be popular.
Yeah, and I mean, and should. I think, especially when you look at the Democrats, there's an enormous Democrat penalty. I think this came out of recent polling. Just because people have such negative associations with the Democratic Party at this point, it would be, better, I think, in some states if the candidates running against Republicans didn't characterize themselves as Democrats, but instead ran as independents. And so I think the Democratic Party has to do something in order to reverse that if they ever want to win anything again. And, I think a first step towards that might be trying to, solve this identity crisis that they're having.
Can your
Adopt my platform. Be for free speech, even when you're the party in power. Be for free speech, even for your political opponents. How hard is this?
And maybe the Democratic Party should hire your friend who worked at Dr. Pepper, Sarah. And that's they could use some branding help right now. All right, Logan, thank you for the soda and politics-related question. We really appreciate it, and we want to hear from all of you. If you have questions you would like to hear answered on the show, and I promise we are reading and listening to all of them, even if you don't hear your voice on the show. But record a voice memo, keep it to around 30 seconds or so if you can. Send it to us at lrc@kcrw.org. That address one more time, lrc@kcrw.org. Drop your first name, where you're calling from, your question, and maybe we will play it on the show. All right, let's go to our rants and raves. Liz Bruni, what do you want to rant or rave about today?
Speaking of dispatches from my real life, my husband is a great husband. He's a great dad, and he does a ton of stuff with the children. And so sometimes it'll just be my husband and the kids at soccer practice, for example, if I have other stuff going on. And what we have discovered is when Matt is doing they just don't include him. They don't give him their numbers. There are group chats they don't invite him to. They reach out to me, but not him. But he wants to be involved in the planning and getting the kids together for play dates and stuff, but they exclude him.
Wow. But I'm glad you've called that out here, and I hope some people involved in it are hearing it, maybe change their behavior.
Yeah, don't be sexist.
Sarah?
I have a rant about myself.
Good.
So I have what I'm sure there is some diagnosis for, and it's called being late anxiety. Like the idea of being late really like drives me crazy. It like gives me heart palpitations because I think being late is the ultimate sign of disrespect. You are taking away from someone else the one thing you can never give back, which is their time. Nevertheless, today I was late for this recording because I got the time wrong, and I have taken 30 minutes from Liz Brunig's life. So I need listeners to tell me what I am supposed to do when I'm late. Sometimes I try not to be very hard, but when you are late, what can you do to give someone back their most valuable resource, time?
First of all, we don't blame you for being late. It was really okay. So forgive yourself. I want to say that. But I can relate so much to what you're saying. I have, even when there's not someone that I'm disrespecting, like it just almost doesn't matter. It's just the act of like knowing that there's a certain time I need to be in a place. It gives me, I start to get so much anxiety. It drives my wife crazy because she's just like, relax, we're okay. Like we can get there 15 minutes. No one's going to be upset. No one's going to be mad at us. The restaurant's going to be okay. They don't need us to be seated at this certain moment. But no, it gives me great, and guilt. And I agree with you. Like guilt is a big part of it. So yeah, I hear you. But don't worry, you are totally forgiven. I promise. I want to rave about something I did not expect to rave about, which is driverless vehicles. They're becoming a big thing in my part of Los Angeles. I always, when I didn't have my car, I would, use the ride-sharing apps, and finally, on the advice of someone, I decided to try the driverless car. It's amazing. I thought I would be taking us like into the world of the Jetsons, and I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to take employment away from people who drive Ubers and Lyfts, but you get in the car, like the temperature is set for where your last ride was. You can start playing like relaxing music. You can sit in the front seat and like just roll your chair back and like sleep with no one else to talk to. It's so great and peaceful. So anyway,
Humans are the problem. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know, because I love humans, and I've always loved talking to people I meet, like in Ubers and Lyfts. This is a tension point for me. I like engaging people, but wow, like just having a car drive you around safely, it's great. That's my rave for the day. I still like people, and I'm sorry to the author who wrote the piece about pruning and all about human connection, because I do really value that as well. Sarah and Liz, thank you as always for being here. Thanks also to the team putting this show together every week. Left, Right, and Center is produced by Mark A. Green. Our executive producer is Arnie Seipel. The show is recorded by Michael Stark and mixed by Nick Lamponi. Todd M. Simon composed our theme music. Left, Right, and Center is a co-production of KCRW and Fearless Media, and we're distributed by PRX. I'm David Green. Thank you for being here. Come back next week. We'll be here again for more Left, Right, Center.
Download and subscribe at kcrw.com/LRC, the KCRW app, or wherever you find podcasts. Left, Right, and Center is produced and distributed by KCRW.
Caution, please mind the speed.
Support comes from Houston Habitat for Humanity, working alongside Houston families to build, repair, and finance homes. Together, we build a stronger Houston. Learn more at houstonhabitat.org/NPR.
It's Maria Hinojosa, host of Latino USA. We all love great stories. And great stories are what we pride ourselves in delivering to you every week. Latino USA presents a mix of reporting on culture and politics, diverse voices, and coverage of current and emerging issues, featuring stories from the heart, stories that will make you think and maybe even inspire you. Listen to Latino USA from PRX.
Sundays at 7 p.m. on News 88.7.
Your NPR station, News 88.7 KUHF Houston, a service of the University of Houston. Get local and breaking news anytime at houstonpublicmedia.org. Listen to us on your favorite devices. Tell your smart speaker to play News 88.7.
Hey y'all, I'm Sam Sanders. Today on my show with KCRW, it's the season for chills and thrills. So to get into the spooky, we're building our own horror movie Mount Rushmore. I asked my panelists this week to pick their favorite horror movies of all time, and they did not disappoint.
I get to the end, it makes no sense, and the whole time I'm like, oh, Jigsaw!
Jigsaw is that girl.
It's just like...
Chucky Who?
That's hilarious.
I celebrate the best in horror films with culture journalist Brittany Luce and Tre'Val Anderson.
I have chosen Scary Movie. As
round of applause.
I know, right? Come on.
Plus, pop culture hot takes you don't want to miss. Coming up this hour after these headlines.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Janine Herbst. President Trump says he's moving ahead with plans to send National Guard troops to San Francisco, despite pushback from local leaders who call it a political stunt. NPR's Luke Garrett has more.
Trump has ordered National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., Memphis, Chicago, and Portland. The president tells Fox News he is adding San Francisco to the list.
We're going to go to San Francisco. The difference is I think they want us in San Francisco.
California State Senator Scott Wiener responded directly on X, saying, quote, "We don't want your invading army or ski mask secret police." Trump has faced legal challenges in Chicago and Portland, where federal judges have temporarily barred his National Guard deployments. But Trump says he has another tool.
I can use the Insurrection Act. 50% of the presidents almost have used that. And that's unquestioned power. I choose not to.
The rarely used Insurrection Act allows military troops to search and arrest U.S. citizens. Luke Garrett, NPR News, Washington.
Former New York Congressman George Santos speaking out 2 days after being released from prison. NPR's Windsor Johnston reports President Trump commuted the Republican sentence, calling it excessive.
George Santos had pleaded guilty to fraud and aggravated identity theft and was serving a 7-year sentence. In an interview on CNN, Santos said he's grateful to get a second chance.
I have made a very concise decision to apply that for good and use that to make amends with my community, with my friends, with my family, and those who I have left a sour taste in their mouth, and hopefully one day get my critics to at least appreciate that I've turned around.
Both Republican and Democratic lawmakers have criticized Trump's decision to commute his sentence, saying the former congressman's crimes warrant more than the less than 3 months he ended up serving. Windsor Johnston, NPR News, Washington.
China is accusing the U.S. National Security Agency of launching a long-term cyber attack on the agency that sets and broadcasts the country's official time. Ashish Valentine reports the U.S. hasn't immediately commented on the allegations.
China's Ministry of State Security says the attack on its National Time Service Center started 3 years ago. U.S. intelligence allegedly used 42 types of cyber weapons to spy on staff members' cell phones and computer networks and steal private information from the agency. Besides setting the time, the center broadcasts information that's vital for China's communications, power, finance, and even defense. China and the U.S. have increasingly traded allegations of cyber attacks over the past few years. Each paints the other as one of its primary cyber foes. For NPR News, I'm Ashish Valentine with Type A.
You're listening to NPR News from Washington. Researchers say COVID-19 vaccines may do more than protect people against the coronavirus. They may also help fight cancer. A new study of more than 1,000 patients being treated for advanced lung and skin cancer found those who had gotten a COVID vaccine were more likely to survive than those who didn't. Scientists say more research is needed, but that the vaccine appears to help rev up the immune system taxes to support things like libraries and school improvements. But nowhere in America levies taxes specifically for childcare. That could change if voters in 3 Colorado counties agree to it. Aspen Public Radio's Sarah Torrey has more.
In western Colorado, near the ritzy resort town of Aspen, the high cost of living makes childcare even more expensive than usual. A plan to help subsidize that cost will go before voters this November. Maggie Tiscornia is the director of the group behind the proposal.
Can't pay our teachers more, we can't create more capacity and more slots, and we can't make care more affordable without funding.
The sales tax increase would raise an estimated $10 million a year. Tax proposals are a tough sell, but local officials agreed to put it on the ballot. If it passes, it would create the first special taxing district specifically for childcare in the country. For NPR News, I'm Sarah Torrey in Carbondale.
U.S. futures contracts are trading higher this hour. Both the Dow and S&P 500 futures are up about 0.2%. NASDAQ futures up about 0.3%. You're listening to NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the Pew Charitable Trusts, telling stories behind data and trends that shape our world today through its podcast, After the Fact. Learn more at pewtrusts.org/afterthefact.
Tonight on Houston Public Media TV 8, a night of mystery starting with Midsummer Murders at 7:30. Then at Season 11 of Father Brown at 9:10, followed by the Sister Boniface Mysteries at 10. Tonight on TV 8.
Support comes from Gen Pro, a Houston-based home generator service providing power to homes during unexpected outages, helping with connectivity and productivity. More information is available at genpro.com.
Hey y'all, it's the Sam Sanders Show from KCRW, a show all about the things that entertain us. Thank you so much for listening. Happy spooky season. In honor of spooky season, we're talking horror movies this episode, a genre I truly love. We're going to build a horror film Mount Rushmore this episode and choose, in our opinion, the 4 greatest horror movies of all time. I'm joined by 2 incredible panelists for this challenge.
My name is Brittany Luce, and I host a show called It's Been a Minute on NPR. It's also a podcast that comes out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
And I'm Tre'vell Anderson. I'm a journalist, a podcaster as well. I have a movie review podcast called Seated that everyone should check out. And I like running my mouth about various different things.
I love it. Also this episode, Tre'vell and Brittany and I will share a few pop culture hot takes, a thing I always love to do. All right, let's get into it. We are doing a very special episode this week in honor of something I know you love, Brittany, and something that you tolerate, Tre'vell. Talk about horror films.
Yeah.
It is October. It's spooky season. As a former Pentecostal, in adulthood, I've come to love Halloween and horror films.
Did you do Halloween?
You couldn't do it as a kid. Yeah, same, right?
Not quite Baptist. I would call it Baptist-Costal for my people. Because we was very non-denominational. But yeah, we had Hallelujah Week.
Wow. Okay, I'll finish the intro after that. What is Hallelujah Week? Let's go. Tell me.
Hallelujah Week was just like, this event at the church house where you could bring the kids and they get candy and games. But like you couldn't wear
no devil stuff.
You couldn't wear no devil stuff, no vampire. You could do costumes.
Of what though?
Nothing demonic, quote unquote.
So you could be a nun.
You could be a nun. You could be an angel. You could be, Simba from the Lion King.
That's not like. Oh, I guess nun is not part of. It's Catholic. It's not part of that.
Yeah, it's fine. You could be whatever.
I grew up in the church, but we didn't. I mean, but I grew up very secular. Like my parents are. We grew up going to church every Sunday. But it was like otherwise like it wasn't like something that we talked about all day long.
The only holiday that we celebrated as a kid was Thanksgiving.
No,
because our pastor was like, "Is the Easter Bunny in the Bible?" No. Is Santa Claus in the Bible? No.
But like
Halloween? No. So on Halloween, if it wasn't a night of the week that had church, our mother would either have us turn off all the lights in the front of the house and close the drapes so no one can trick or treat, or we would like go somewhere and not be home. But my mother made exceptions, and she studio for this conversation, and I was like, what do y'all like? What are y'all into? And Brittany was like, I like horror movies. And I said, oh, it's October. It's spooky season. Let's do it. So we're going to bring out one of my favorite show formats for this episode about horror films. We're going to build a Mount Rushmore of horror movies. Y'all each brought 2 picks. I brought 2 picks. There might be some more picks. We'll go through them, and then at the end, we'll name the top 4. With that, my first pick for a film that deserves to be on the horror movie Mount Rushmore, I think y'all will agree, Get Out.
So you guys coming up from the city?
Yeah, we're just heading up for the weekend.
Can I see your license, please?
He wasn't driving.
I didn't ask who was driving. I asked to see his ID.
Call me Dean in a heartbeat, my man.
So how long has this been going on? This thing?
Yeah, Get Out is what, I mean, come on. It is the kind of movie that it is horror, but it is more.
It's commentary.
You know, it is very much so commentary. I remember when it came out and how defining
it was a moment.
It was, still is. Yeah, okay, Jordan Peele.
It's so good. I rewatched it last night and was like, oh, it ages so well. It ages so well. And when I think about what I love in a horror movie, it is a horror movie that's also a commentary on the time and its politics.
Yeah.
And there's no better distillation of the hypocrisy of Obama-era white liberalism than Get Out.
Very true. I mean,
you know?
it's interesting, too, that, like, that specific aspect of it has held up so well, because
there are still folks who will say, I would have voted for Obama 3 times.
If I could have, exactly.
Yeah.
At the time, it hit, but also now, I mean, not a ton of Obama-era art has held up
Hamilton
in the
does
same way.
not.
Hamilton has not held up. Yeah, that one's fallen apart a little bit, like a house of cards. But like Get Out, I mean, it's just as crisp now as it was back then.
And the beauty of the timing of Get Out is that it is a distillation of Obama-era popular culture, but it comes out in 2017, just after he's gone. And that was the perfect time to begin to absorb the lessons of Get Out.
Yeah, which we're still absorbing. Some would say.
Still absorbing.
Yeah. No, I love this movie so much. Like, when I want to tell someone else's kids years from now what it was like back then, somebody else's kids, I'm going to say there's 2 movies to watch.
Okay.
Get Out.
Get Out of the documentary.
And The Social Network. They define the era. They define the era. You know? I also love, I mean, there's so many just love this movie. Besides it being a wonderful commentary on the culture, besides it, like, really just being a well-paced horror film with a wonderful twist that reveals itself so slowly, it is a horror film that, when it comes to race, totally flips the script. So I'm obsessed with the concept and idea of, like, the final girl. The final girl is a character in the horror film who makes it to the end and doesn't just get to survive, she gets to confront the killer. For as long as we've had horror films, in the American context, usually that is a woman, a white woman, and a blonde white woman. The final girl in Get Out is Daniel Kaluuya, a very dark-skinned black man.
Yes.
And the horror villain that he is confronting at the end of the film is systemic racism. White liberal racism, Obama-era racism. That's really smart.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, and the final confrontation that he has is with a crazed white woman.
Like, it's totally
like a racist
It's
white
totally
woman.
Flipped.
Yeah.
It's totally flipped.
Yeah.
And it worked and was still a blockbuster. Like, just remarkable to pull that off. I also think, like, bigger picture, like, what does it mean to be a final girl? The final girl is the character who makes it to the end and gets to confront their oppressor. If I think big picture, like humanity, civilization, black people are always the final girl.
It's not in these movies, though. Usually they die first.
Well,
In life, yes. In life.
We gonna live.
Yeah.
We are
gonna make it.
We're gonna be like, sorry to spoil it, but this movie came out like thousands of years ago. LL Cool J and the Deep Blue Sea. Okay.
Love that movie. Never want to think again of the LL Cool J song from that soundtrack where the chorus is him rapping, "My hand is like a shark fin." Remember that?
from the Saw series.
Dr. Gordon, I want to play a game. The Jigsaw Killer. Find a path through the razor wire.
Technically speaking, he's not really a murderer. Never killed anyone.
Dr. Gordon, your aim in this game is to kill Adam. If you do not, then Diana will die.
I had never seen one until maybe 2 years ago. And I watched Saw one day. And I was just it was a rainy day. And I was like, what?
Did you like it?
I felt like, I mean, how does one feel about the first time they heard she experienced on it? How does one feel like about the first time they heard?
I didn't get it the first time.
Okay.
I am Tamara or who?
Okay. Or the first time you heard Dustin's Child.
Oh, yeah. No, the first time I heard Fleetwood Mac's Dreams.
Okay. That's how I felt.
That's how Saw feels.
That's how the first Saw film felt to me. Okay. I was like, whoa. I felt like it was just like, I felt like I had uncovered like golden tablets. I was like,
really?
Whoa. And also like, all of a sudden I could see them. Okay. So then I watched Saw 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Basically in the next 2 weeks.
And they get more and more gruesome, right?
Yes, and I wanted
You watched it in 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, you don't even know I did with the Alien series. It was a whole other story. But like, I still haven't seen Saw 7, 8, 9, and 10. Mind you, I started watching it the year that Saw X and Saw 10 came out, and I told my husband, I was like, let's get through the other 9 so that we can see 10 in the theaters and like have like the full experience.
Yeah.
But I'm a completist, he's not, and so that's like our only conflict really as people. And so he was just like, look, I'm sick of watching this. Like, we got.
It's really intense. It's a lot.
Now I didn't mind it. The thing that I like about it is that, sorry to spoil it, but at the end,
you can't spoil that movie.
You can't
it's
spoil that
gruesome.
movie.
They're killing.
I mean, killing.
Which one do they like pull the rib cage out?
Ooh, that might be 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's when I left the theater.
That one. Oh no!
I went to go see Saw 3. My college had like a communal let's go to the movies night. I was in student government, so I helped organize it.
You're such a.
We get there.
Yeah.
The movie starts. I'm like, this ain't gonna work out. It keeps going. I'm like, I'm freaking out. I start praying to myself quietly. And then when they pull the rib cage out, I said, Jesus! And I walked out. And I went home. Or back to my dorm.
Like that 2 years ago, I was on my couch. I was like, I was laughing. The thing I like though is at the end of the Saw movies, okay? They're all about like this convoluted reveal, okay? Because Jigsaw really is represented by 2 people.
And Jigsaw, we should say, he is this like clown puppet thing with the weird face on a bike.
So that's like a Jigsaw, but also Jigsaw's also like the guy who's behind all of like the machinations that make all of these like
he's like an evil
really
Wizard
elaborate.
of Oz.
Yeah. So it's like Jigsaw person. There's like Jigsaw little doll. I love the little doll. He's like so catty and he has his little sayings and he's always like coming out like the worst moment.
He's a drag
to let
queen.
you know you're about to die. Hello. Okay.
Jigsaw would have won Drag Race.
Hello.
Okay.
No, but we would kill everybody. Okay. We would kill the competition. But I love Jigsaw because first of all, he's camp. Second of all, when you get to the end of every movie, and like, because you're the whole time, these people basically wake up, they're like chained to a wall, and there's like a chainsaw. They're like, one of you has to kill the other, or you're not going to get out of here, or whatever. But you both die, and it's like, okay, what am I going to do? And so I love the movies because there's no sense. Like, there's the plot doesn't make any sense. You don't understand. The mystery's not unraveling. You just get to the very end. And then, like, right before someone's head explodes, they basically they have this whole montage sequence that pulls everything together. And they're like, in 1962, when your mother ran a red light, and then had a fender bender with my stepdad, and then one day he was at the grocery store, he tripped and fell, and then a fork went through his foot, and then I decided to get revenge, and so I found out where your child went to kindergarten, and then I gave the teacher some poison, and then it's just like, it's literally like, completely
holds a grudge.
Holds a grudge, and these dominoes fall. This one makes no sense, and they're like, and that's how you ended up staring down the barrel of a gun that popped out of someone's sternum in this basement in Pittsburgh. And it's like, I get to the end, it makes no sense, and the whole time I'm like, oh, Jigsaw!
Jigsaw is that
girl. Every time.
Jigsaw
and even
is
like,
that
I
girl.
think they killed him, then they brought him back. It's just like
Chucky who?
That's hilarious.
Jigsaw is a survivor.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I think that I love the entire Saw series that I've seen. I'm going to get through 7 through 10. I know there's going to be Saw 11, so I'm like, my husband's not going to hold me back again.
Wow.
I'm going to watch Saw through 7 through 10, so I can be ready for Saw 11 whenever it comes. And I have my man Jigsaw's back.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He falls 9 times, he gets up 10. You know what I mean? My man is Jigsaw.
Profiling courage. Jigsaw.
Exactly.
Okay. Sold me. Trevel, with that, what is your first pick for our horror film, Mount Rushmore?
Yes. Okay. So as we have established, I don't really do too much of the spooky-ooky.
Spooky-ooky. I'm keeping that.
And
Spooky-ooky.
so I have chosen Scary Movie. As
round of applause.
I know,
Round of
right?
applause.
Come on.
Round of applause.
Because I feel like it's
for Regina Hall alone.
Period. The legend herself.
So
you know.
This movie is good. Hey, baby. You came back just in time. She's about to get it on with Shakespeare. He found out she's a girl. Yeah, I got you. I got you on camera. You on candid camera now.
It's the kind of horror movie that is like more accessible.
And it's a commentary on horror.
It's commentary on horror. It's very comedic, right? It's poking fun at some of the structure that you mentioned horror often, you know, is formulated after. And also it's just super fun.
It's so fun. Well, it's
just
Wayans.
so fun. Yeah.
Wayans don't miss.
Yeah.
So months ago, we built Say it for yourself.
I will. I know who show up. I
love them.
I know who show up.
Many months ago, we built a Hollywood Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Like what figures in the industry deserve to be on Mount Rushmore, and all 4 spots were just Wayans.
Listen, have you ever seen Wayans in real life? Good looking people.
Go straight on.
See that on
David Jr.
In real life?
David Jr.
I don't know.
David Jr.
Now, I mean, listen, I've seen Kim and I've seen Marlon at a slight distance. Not even that much, maybe like 10, 15 feet in real life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like, that first thought was, this place is so fine. And it's Wayans.
It's a Wayans. Yeah. So which of the Scary movies is your favorite good one?
The original, the first.
Okay. Say more.
Well, because, you know, when it comes to the sequels, they just sometimes get just more and more absurd.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that first one, I feel like hits that really great sweet spot of like having some jump scares for those of us who are a little skittish, you know? It has a little jump scare energy into it. But it ultimately, I think, is like this really fun experience and ride if you love horror movies, but also if you stay away too.
Yeah, I love that those movies are all a commentary on the genre of horror itself. And when I think of the Scary Movie series, I compare it a lot to the Scream film series. Because Scream is also a commentary on horror.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think those franchises kind of
very much so. Absolutely. Very much so. Very much so. So put some respect on Scary Movie's name.
Yes.
It should be on the Mount Rushmore.
It should. And once you watch Scary Movie and Regina Hall's genius, go watch one back after another.
Oh.
She's great in every movie.
She's so great. Every movie would be improved.
Yes.
I always say this by having 3 hours more of Regina Hall.
Everything she does, she makes better. There's even this video making the rounds right now. Some of the cast of the new PTA movie is going on a Jennifer Hudson's show, and you know when you go on her show, you gotta dance down the spirit tunnel. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't like that. It happens, whatever. And usually I'm just like, oh my god, the spirit tunnel. It makes me feel so awkward.
Do you not like to dance?
I don't like to watch other folks dance like that in the spirit tunnel. It's very awkward and weird. It's very weird. Unless you can really dance. Half you can't dance. But Tiana Taylor, Chase Infinity, and Regina Hall are all going through J Hud's spirit tunnel. Yes. Tiana is dancing. She is a dancer. And then behind Chase Infinity is Regina Hall holding a sign being like, I'm not going to dance while Tiana's dancing. Yeah. You're out your mind. And it's just genius. And it's just brilliant. And she's just funny and brilliant and genius in everything she does.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. All I'd say. Scary movie. Yes.
Scary movie.
We concur. We agree.
We agree.
All right. We've got 3 really good picks so far. Saw, Scary Movie, and Get Out. All American classics.
American classic.
Listeners, hey, can I ask you a quick favor? Will you share your pop culture hot takes with me? I want to hear them. I really do. Just drop me an email at sam@kcrw.com, and we may include your hot takes in an upcoming episode of this show. Just email me whatever you want. sam@kcrw.com. All right, time for a break. When we come back, more horror movies with Brittany Luce and Trevel Anderson. Stick around.
Did you know your gift to Houston Public Media could go twice or even 3 times as far through your employer's matching gift program? Many companies will match the charitable donations of their employees, and some even match gifts from retirees. That means your support for trusted news and programs could have double the impact for our community. Find out if your company participates at houstonpublicmedia.org/match.
Hi, I'm John Donvan, host of Open to Debate, where we bring you open-minded discussions and debates about the issues affecting our lives. Everything from science and tech to politics, culture, and foreign policy. In our divided nation, we feel it's more important than ever for people to be open-minded, open to disagreement, and open to listening to the other side. Join me in being open to debate.
Sunday night at 10 p.m. on News 88.7.
I'm Anita Rao, embodied as WUNC's weekly radio show and podcast about sex, relationships, and health. Join me to meet people who aren't afraid to question what we think we know about intimacy, who are embracing the unique ways their bodies shape their lived experience, and who have some fascinating stories to share about their relationships. We'll take on the taboo together next time on Embodied.
Sundays at 8 p.m. on News 88.7.
Hey y'all, it's the Sam Sanders Show, a show all about the things that entertain us. We are in the thick of spooky season right now. So to celebrate, we are building this episode our very own Mount Rushmore of horror movies. To do that, I'm joined by my friends and fellow podcasters, Brittany Luce and Tre'vell Anderson. In the running so far for this horror film Mount Rushmore, we've got Saw and Scary Movie, and my personal pick, Get Out. All right, let's get back into it. Let's get a second pick. Let's start with you, Tre'vell.
Okay, so for my next pick, I went a little bit more current.
All right.
I went with The Substance.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger. More beautiful. More perfect.
That's a good one.
For those who haven't seen it yet, this was the Oscar contender from Demi Moore, what, a year or two ago?
Yeah.
She is an aging star/actress/fitness guru who takes a really bad potion to maintain her youth. Chaos ensues.
Chaos ensues. And it's like, what do they call it? Body horror?
Such body horror.
Right?
Oh, too.
And they drag it out. That final scene is like 12 minutes too long.
Yeah.
And they keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But for
You
some
like it.
reason, I really
So you're scared of
enjoy
horror,
it.
but you like this one.
I think because it's a great movie. It's a well done movie. The acting is top tier.
Yeah.
But it also has all of those other elements of like horror movies that I don't particularly like. But it's one of those movies that I saw and I was like, oh yeah, this is something.
Yeah. Well, because it's half body horror and it's half a takedown of the superficiality of LA entertainment culture.
Absolutely.
Which I could watch all day.
And to have someone like a Demi Moore, right, diving
who has
into,
lived through that system for decades.
You see it.
She's been chewed and spit out by multiple times.
Yeah. Okay. And the movie, it's one of those films that I think takes on a different meaning or an extra meaning that I think makes it, worthy of horror movie lovers.
Okay. I like this.
I love that.
Your thoughts?
Well, I think the thing that I really love about that movie is like it's very obviously commentary on Hollywood and the entertainment industry, but it's also like we are all, whether you're a public figure or not, all on display
and surveilling ourselves and each other.
Surveilling ourselves and each other all the time through social media, all of the time, with friends and strangers alike.
Absolutely.
And so that, like, people are looking for evidence of aging. They are assessing the value constantly of other women. Basically anybody who appears to be over the age of 26. Like, whether you are famous or not, that is coming for you, period.
Yes.
And I think that movie hit a lot on things that are true, obviously, for the celebrity world, but for the average person as well.
Absolutely. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
What is your next pick, Brittany, for our horror film, Mount Rushmore?
Alien.
Go straight on. You're gone.
It's closer, but also for me, the tagline was, it's because no one can scream.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's obviously meant to be a horror film. For those of you who haven't seen it, I think it came out in 1979, 1980, 1981, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Just a phenomenal movie. It's starring Sigourney Weaver. Yes. And also Yasai Koto, Ian Holm. I mean, I don't want to say
Sigourney Weaver's the ultimate final girl.
The ultimate final. And I don't even want to say too much on because I actually was fortunate. I only saw it for the first time, I think maybe a year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, and then I watched all of them.
You dig into a series.
Oh, I love
You dig into a series.
And I finished by watching Romulus in theater starring David Johnson, who's amazing. Or David Johnson, who's amazing. Amazing. But yeah, so I watched the first Alien, and I didn't know anything about it. And there's a twist in there that I did not see coming, had no clue about it. And it knocked my socks off. But it's like, it has, to me, it hit this sweet spot of filmmaking that I feel like I miss it so much now. Where it was like special effects and practical effects, I would say for about 20 years, worked so well together. When you watch the first Alien, it's like all of the tricks that someone like Hitchcock would use who didn't have access to like special effects, like these really phenomenal like practical effects.
And they were inventive with
that. And like costuming and makeup and like props. The set design is incredible.
And the aliens aren't CGI.
The aliens aren't CGI. My sister Xenomorph, okay, with the big long head. My sister with the long head and the big tall body, okay. After a while, see, this is the thing. When you get into a series, after a while, you start identifying with the villain. Yeah. After a while, I'm like, they're not listening to you. You have to kill them. They're not listening. They didn't hear you. They're not gonna colonize you. They listen. After a while, you like, she had a point.
She had a point.
Seymour had a point. So I the costuming. I mean everything. Like from the way that like water drips down her teeth. Like it remains to me like just I don't know. It's like the pinnacle of like what filmmaking can really do and be. It can like because it opens up your imagination to really be like, oh my god, how did they do that? But also like it stuns you with the craft while also allowing you to fully suspend your disbelief in a way that I think is really hard to achieve in like a very post-Marvel world. And so when I think of Alien, I think of Ridley Scott, Sigourney Weaver, and just the incredible craft that went into it. Just the story, it still resonates. Like it scared me in my living room. Okay, like in a way that like, and I don't have no blackout shades. Okay, I don't have a sophisticated setup. I could probably see if I squinted, I'd probably go see myself on the TV screen.
Yeah, like, and it's still scary.
Light, okay, and it's still scared the bejesus out of me. And also too, the commentary that it makes about the idea of a final girl. Like up until that point, the final girl had very much been a virginal, young, sexualized woman. And not to say that Sigourney Weaver's
she's old.
Like body, she's older, but her body was also sexualized to a certain degree in this film, but in a way where you see her muscle, you see that she's an adult, you see that she has power, has agency.
She's heroic in the ways that mostly men were allowed to be.
Exactly.
In that film.
And I think that film just completely turned. That is like, to me, when I think about like early complications at the Final Girl, like earlier, like decades earlier. Like I mean, obviously Get Out was one of the biggest ones that I think of, but also Night of the Living Dead, of course. But Alien. It's like, yes, there's still a white woman as the final girl, but
she's different.
She's different. She's badass. So yeah, I'm like, if you haven't seen Alien, I mean, even if you're scaredy cat,
I've seen that one.
You seen that one? I mean,
you made it.
I noticed with you.
You'll push through it.
You'll be afraid and you push through it. Like, if it's good,
if it's good, I will push through.
Because you are a film critic.
I am a film critic. Okay, I do have bad anxiety, but if it's a great movie, absolutely. And I think that's a great candidate. It's a great example, particularly to your point of like the kind of craft, right, that horror can have, because you can put some money behind it as well.
Yeah. It's also funny hearing y'all talk about final girls and horror. I have a theory about final girls. I think all friend groups have a final girl. And if you don't know which one is the final girl, you ain't it.
Wait,
I'm about to say, I know it's me,
but
baby.
how do you know? What constitutes?
You can tell. They walk in the bar. One of them just has this quiet aura around them. the same thing. They just look and things happen.
Ooh, I don't know
All
if that's
friend
me.
groups have a final girl.
That's not me. I talk too much to be the final girl.
I'm the comic relief who will get killed second in the movie in all friend groups. I'm not the final girl.
I think I could survive, but it's only because I've had like 3 or 4 near-death experiences.
Okay.
Oh.
I know.
So you're the stranded one in the group.
Yeah, so like I think that I would survive, not just out of sheer like cats have 9 lives.
Yes.
Like I probably do too.
Yeah. You're a final girl.
I think I'm a final girl. However, I will know. I don't mind leaving.
That's the best way to be a final girl.
You know what I
Don't
mean?
go to the movie. Don't be in the movie.
You'll see.
Yeah, I'm not going to that weekend at the cabin in the woods.
But like you
The
have
energy
two
has
lines
shifted in
because
this
you're
room.
like, yeah, girl, I'm busy. And it's like everything Trey Bell.
Very that. I'm very much so like, oh, the energy has shifted in the room. It's time to go.
It's time to go. So you're the smart one. You're the smart girl.
You know, listen, I be thinking.
All right, if you're just now joining me, I'm talking with culture journalist Tre'vell Anderson and Brittany Luce. Tre'vell hosts a movie podcast called Seated, and Brittany is the host of NPR's It's Been a Minute. Can I offer y'all my last pick for our horror film, Mount Rushmore? This is not my favorite movie, but I think it's one of the most important horror films to ever be made.
Okay.
Predictable pick, Jaws.
Amity is a summer town. I don't think you appreciate the gut reaction people have to these things. You yell barracuda, you're racist. Huh? You yell shark, we've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
I count Jaws as horror, and I think Jaws as a film changed the way horror works, changed the way action works, changed our conception of what a B movie is.
Oh, and summer blockbusters.
And summer
too.
blockbusters. In every way, the world of movies that we live in now, Jaws created. So before Jaws, an action film like Jaws would have been considered a, quote, B movie. We hear the term B movie but don't know where it comes from. It's called a B movie because back in the day, when drive-ins were big, there'd be 2 films shown. The A movie was the earlier one, then there was a break, and there was a B movie. And the B was like the stuff that wasn't as good as the A. So it was action, it was horror, it was lesser known stars, and Jaws was originally meant to be a B movie. And after Jaws became a success, all of Hollywood began to take action films and B movies seriously.
Interesting.
And said we can make an action B movie with craft, like Spielberg did. My favorite fun fact about Jaws, though, is that the movie that you see was not the film that you were supposed to see. They had a shark. They built a shark that they could control for the movie, but they only tested the shark in fresh water. So once they got the shark out to Martha's Vineyard and in the ocean where they were going to shoot the film, the shark broke. The first scene where the shark was supposed to ascend out of the water, it was so discombobulated, it went up tail first. It went up tail first. So they could not use the shark. That is why throughout the movie, you rarely see the shark, because they had to work around that.
It's scarier that way.
It is scary.
Exactly. And Spielberg admits this.
Yeah.
Spielberg admits, he's like, not having that shark was the best thing that happened to that movie, because he had to make this film suspenseful without the actual shark being there for most of the shoot. There was one scene where they had to have a shark, where they have Jaws like hanging after it's like caught. So they're like, we got to get a real shark just for this. They try to get a shark out of Martha's Vineyard. They can't get one. They send some shark hunters to Florida to hunt one. They get a shark. They got to fly it back. Sharks decompose very quickly. So by the time it gets to set, it's already decomposing. So for the days that they used the real shark, they had to patch it up with makeup and paint every day. They were repainting the shark every day.
That sounds like an OSHA violation.
Okay. Something got me off. What y'all doing?
All this to say,
Oh, wow.
like, Jaws should have never worked, and it did. Wow. And it didn't just work, it changed the way that we all experience film. Anywho.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I rest my case.
Quite successfully.
Yeah. Thank you. I believe now we have 6 contenders for our horror film Mount Rushmore.
But how many spots?
4 spots.
Okay.
So 2 can't make it. Let's recap all of our picks. I had Get Out and Jaws. You had Saw and
Alien.
And Alien.
The first one, because we don't talk about the second one.
And Tre'vell, you
I
had
had Scary Movie and The Substance, but you can ignore The Substance because your others are a lot more compelling.
So The Substance is out.
Yeah.
One more has to go.
I was going to say, I love Jigsaw. I love Jigsaw, and I want you to know.
We heard. Yeah.
Baby, it's not you.
Did you just call Jigsaw baby?
Yes, that's my
Jigsaw is
man.
baby girl.
Baby girl, okay? We were sisters, okay? We were sisters. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm like, oof, Ridley Scott, Xenomorph.
Caution, please mind speed.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have. To me, I would rather put forth Alien.
Yeah, because I feel like Get Out has to be there.
Yeah.
And you made quite the case for
Jaws. And Jaws predates literally every other movie we're discussing.
And every other movie that you're discussing, part of their DNA was informed by Jaws.
Okay. So,
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. All right. So then our Mount Rushmore
Go straight
of
on.
horror films is Get Out,
Mm-hmm.
Jaws,
Yes.
Scary Movie,
Yes.
and Alien.
Wow, I feel so good about this.
Yeah. No, that's a great list.
This is pretty good.
I feel so
No,
good.
that's perfect.
This is pretty good.
Okay, let me just say, we would survive in a movie as a group because of the fact that we were able to resolve that so quickly.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
really great
Organic.
resolution. I like that.
We're grown folks. Look at that.
They're one.
Okay.
They should have put us in Get Out. We would have torched that
I would have
house.
first. Now, let me tell you something. I would need you to put it down.
You're not going.
I'm not going. No, because I would have been like, you know what? Can I bring a friend? Can I bring a friend?
Listen, as soon as that phone was unplugged mysteriously,
Time to go.
I'm out.
Turn left.
Time to go.
Also,
That's
all,
no
I'm
for me,
sorry, all
dog.
it takes is for
Turn left.
a black man I don't know to come and be like, get out. I said, oh, time to go.
I listen to my people.
Hello. Hello. You're a smart girl.
Okay.
And that's why you're the final girl.
Listeners, if you're having fun with us right now, please tell a friend about us. You probably have a friend who maybe doesn't think that Jaws is a horror movie. They're wrong. We're right. Jaws is horror. So share this episode with them because they obviously need to hear it. All right, time now for a break. When we come back, Brittany Luce and Tre'vell Anderson share their pop culture hot takes. Swifties, brace yourselves. All right, BRB, stay with us.
I'm Stephen Dubner, host of Freakonomics Radio. Every week, Freakonomics Radio explores the hidden side of, well, everything. From the economics of sleep to when is the best time to rob a bank. So tune in next time on Freakonomics Radio.
Freakonomics, Mondays at 9 p.m. on News 88.7.
We know you value Houston Public Media. That's why you're listening right now. Take the next steps and become a new member of the station you rely on. Every gift makes a difference, and what matters most right now is supporting the station that brings you the news and information you rely on. It only takes a few minutes to make a big difference. Join as a new member today at HoustonPublicMedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
Hi, I'm Manoush Zamaroni, and our world is changing so fast. On the TED Radio Hour, we invite innovators, researchers, and activists to unpack those changes with us.
Just about all companies are becoming technology companies or technology-enabled companies.
Listen to the TED Radio Hour from NPR every week for conversations that will deepen your understanding of our changing world. The TED Radio Hour, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on News 88.7.
Hey y'all, it's the Sam Sanders Show. Let's get back to my conversation with two friends and culture journalists, Brittany Luce and Tre'vell Anderson. Brittany hosts NPR's It's Been a Minute, and Tre'vell hosts the film podcast Seated. All right, time now for one of my favorite segments, Pop Culture Hot Takes. And there's one hot take a panelist shares this week that is sure to get the Swifties stirred up. Let's get back into it. I asked you both to prepare some pop culture hot takes for this episode. I've seen them both in advance. Yours is going to get me canceled, so you're going second. Tre'vell, what's your hot take, pop culture hot take?
My hot take is that everybody don't need no Substack.
I was gonna say, and you think mine is more? I don't know.
I'm just saying.
See, this is the thing.
I had a great show, y'all. See you next week.
But hear me out, Sam.
You're not wrong, though.
Hear me out.
You're not wrong.
First of all, some people don't need.
There are people in this newsroom right now.
You do what you gotta do to survive, okay? However, some people don't need no stuff stack because we don't need to know that you don't think. We don't need to know that you lack the critical thinking skills that are super important at times such as these. Some people benefit from having an editor and being in community with other thoughts. Some people need rigor in their process of art creation.
She's singing.
I'm just saying.
She's singing. She's
not
cooking.
to mention, we only got $15 to go around in the community.
Okay, and
we can't spread.
This is the thing. Everybody's Substack is like $5 a month, $7 a month, $60.
And I want to support them all.
I know, and that's but we all sometimes it feels like everybody's passing around. We all pass around say $80, like just from person to person to person.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. You could be a really talented person in many different contexts, but I have seen some people are just really amazing with the newsletter format.
Absolutely.
And Helen Peterson.
Absolutely.
One of my favorites.
Culture studies.
Always.
But sometimes I'll say, I could have a very talented person, and then the Substack is like.
Well, this is the thing. There are no editors on Substack.
That's
there
what I was
are
gonna
no
say.
editors.
Past a certain word count, I think.
Bring back editors.
I think you need to call in for
some support.
reinforcement. Because my thing is, if I'm reading what you've written for longer than about 5 minutes,
and like don't love it.
yeah, if you need to have an editor. If it's longer than about, I think 800 words, I think that's when you need to get better.
Yeah, it's just, and I no offense to the people who have the Substacks and all of that.
Offend them, it's fine.
You know, I'm just saying, everybody don't need.
Yeah, same page. My hot take is in reference to a Cardi B story from a few weeks ago around the release of her new album. I'm going to read the open of an ABC News article about this. It reads, quote, this article was written by Bethany Braun Silva. Thank you for your service. Bethany wrote, Cardi B just added another title to her resume, Guinness World Record holder. The Grammy-winning rapper teamed up with drone delivery company Wing and Walmart to set the record for the most drone deliveries in 1 hour. Together, 176 signed CDs of Cardi B's Am I the Drama were delivered across the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. Which brings me to my hot take, which is no more world records. We've had enough.
I thought you were going to say no more drone deliveries of albums.
That too. No more world records.
You want to put Guinness out of
We're good. It's all been done. My favorite Bible scripture. There is nothing new under the sun. It's all been done.
That's from the Bible? I thought my mom just said that. But see, this is what I mean when I said I grew up in a religious household. We didn't we're quoting scripture all the time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things. Okay.
Yeah. No more records. No more world records. No more world records.
Was no
Cardi
more
B,
no new records? Like no new world records.
No new world
no new world. Because I like knowing who's the tallest.
Yes.
Who is the oldest woman to have made?
That, if it's already been done,
longest toenails. Like I love that.
Longest toenails. All this to say, celebrities doing dumb stuff just for the world record of it all. Stop.
You have enough.
That.
World record should be for regular people.
Come on. And that's it. That's the hot take. World records should be for regular people.
I love that.
All right, if you're just now joining me, I'm talking with culture journalist Tre'vell Anderson and Brittany Luce. We have one more pop culture hot take coming to you from, let me name her because it ain't me, from Brittany Luce.
Yes, it's coming from me.
Drum roll, please.
I've had Swifties wish death upon me before, okay?
Okay.
I'm not saying
Say it and let it be known.
Taylor Swift, it's time to retire. And when I say retire, I don't mean...
You said retire.
Yes.
Okay.
When I say retire, I mean like in the sense of Daniel Day-Lewis. You know how Daniel Day-Lewis retired after Phantom Thread?
But then he came back just now.
Well, he went away. He
thought.
He spent time with his family.
Yeah.
He was in Ireland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like...
So sabbatical.
I think she needs a little longer than that. Like, you know how like a corporate sabbatical is like 6 months? It's like Taylor know what I'm saying? Birds fly. You know what I mean? Frogs jump. You can only do what's in your nature. And it is in her nature to make music. But the most recent music she has made, I'm not even going to speak on like the quality of the whatever. Because like, reroute. Lord have mercy. I'm like, the Swifties are like, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is her point of view. It's not giving.
It's repetitive. Everything with her is about. There's high school grievance that has never gone away.
You said the G word, exactly. It's like high school grievance. And it's like, okay, you are everything that a woman is supposed to be in this country, in this culture, in this society. You're skinny, white, blonde, rich. You
got the football player.
You got the football player who was formerly only publicly dating black women. Okay. And then, what do you choose to do? I can't remember exactly which song it is, but there is a song where she makes some references to, she makes one reference that to seemingly Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, on and off for years, who he was with most publicly before he and Taylor got together. She's a black woman. She is an influencer of some sort. I don't know this woman. She's a pretty girl. But Taylor had some lyric that made reference to how she was on her phone, which is this video, social media clip of Travis commenting to his ex-girlfriend, Kayla Nicole, that she needed her phone down at dinner. She was on the phone too much. And then there's like some other lyric. I'm not a bad bitch. I'm not a savage.
And I was like, is that about Beyonce?
Right. Well, it lines up with Megan Thee Stallion. It lines up with some lyrics from her songs. And it's like,
this is the thing.
It's like, here we go again. Like Taylor Swift is kind of juxtaposing her archetype of a white woman, right?
Yes.
Because again, who she is in real life is a very rich billionaire with a private jet who is running a media empire very effectively, right? But her archetype, which is like, defenseless blonde white woman, she is again juxtaposing that against the black ex-girlfriend or the black women who are the bad bitches and the savages. Could be Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not trying to put words in her mouth about who these exactly are about, but she's a smart person. She's always put Easter eggs into her music, and it's like, oh my God, the oldest trick in the book for white womanhood, or the construction of white womanhood, is to juxtapose yourself next to a black woman and say all that she is and all that you aren't.
Well, yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's like, girl, go back to do some shoemaking. Find your shoemaking and do that.
And from the start, if we really want to get critical here and like meta, everything about Taylor Swift's presentation of self and girlhood/womanhood was a particular kind of sexually neutered white woman.
Absolutely.
And it stood in direct and stark contrast to our society's conceptions of what is a sexual woman, which is usually a woman of color.
Exactly.
And she, so Taylor built a version of herself that was literally dressed in gowns like a damsel in distress, asexually, for so long. And it was racially coded. A black girl could never do that. Beyonce was sexualized when she was 16, right?
Yeah.
And so you see Taylor do all of that, and now she's also trying to, with this album, turn a switch and be sexual. And then you end up with lyrics that are some of the most cringe she's ever written. With a lot of
thighs unlocking. I said, sister. Yeah, you took the focus off of your thighs unlocking for about 20 years now. I don't need to be let into this aspect.
It seems like the central challenge of Taylor Swift is, how do you become a 35-year-old very powerful woman while also in many ways continuing to perform lyrically and emotionally?
Sandra D. Lousy with virginity. Won't go to bed till I'm legally wed.
It's hard. It's a juxtaposition. How do you do it?
Yeah, and that's the thing, is I think that like she's put herself into a bind, like with her persona, and she's gotten all the laurels. She's gotten the guy. It's like, retire, sister. Go, I don't know, get into whittling. I know she says she bakes those chai spice sugar cookies, and those do sound tasty from what I understand. But it's like, find a way to do what you were projecting out to us about Evermore and Folklore. go into the cabin in the woods, go into the studio, get quiet. I don't know, call your friends up, take a couple vacations. Like, stop re-releasing like the single where it's like, oh, this one has tambourine. It's going to be another $20 from Walmart only. You know what I mean? Like, stop, like, just slow down and do nothing for a while and get back into actually what made you a star, which is good songwriting.
Okay. Do you have Big Taylor thoughts you want to reply to?
No, I don't engage with the beloved at all. But I agree with everything that you just said. Just from what I've witnessed. I'm like, well, yeah, she should take a break.
Yeah.
She should have, because we also, I think, just as music lovers, we want our artists to grow with us in a lot of ways, live a little life, you know, and then come back and tell us what's going on.
Last question, to close all the loops. Y'all have to cast Taylor Swift in a reboot of one of our 4 films on our horror film, Mount Rushmore. Which film do you cast her in?
Get out.
That's a wrap. I had a great show. Thanks again to my guest, Brittany Luce. She's the host of NPR's It's Been a Minute. Also, thanks to Traybell Anderson, culture writer and host of the film podcast, Seated. This show is a co-production between Sam Sanders Productions and KCRW. We are distributed nationally by PRX. Our showrunner is Tyler Green. Our senior producer is Bennett Purser. Andrea Bautista is our associate producer and social media editor. Phil Richards is our technical director. Hope Brush recorded this episode. Bo Delmore is our video lead. Luis Pena is our switcher and video editor. He thinks that Jaws is not a horror film, but he is wrong. Evan Solano is KCRW's art director. Andrea Dominic is our digital editor. Alicia Baitu composed our theme music. And Arnie Seipel and I co-executive produce this show. Listeners, if you like what you've heard today, you can find all my interviews on your favorite podcast app, on YouTube, and at kcrw.com/Sam Sanders. All right, until next time, go watch Jaws, go watch Get Out, go watch some horror. It's good for the soul.
Turn left.
PRX. Support comes from Houston Habitat for Humanity, helping Houston area veterans, seniors, and families access affordable home repairs. Together, we build hope. Learn more at houstonhabitat.org/NPR.
I'm Jesse Thorne. You want some real, insightful conversations about where art comes from? Well, Bullseye has you covered, as long as you don't mind a little bit of ridiculousness.
Y'all was really judging me, though.
They sniffed it out. They sniffed out that I was weird.
I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna sit, just like in the movies.
Listen, learn, laugh. Bullseye for maximum fun and NPR.
Bullseye, Thursdays at 9 p.m. on News 88.7.
Your NPR station, News 88.7 KUHF Houston, a service of the University of Houston. Get local and breaking news anytime at houstonpublicmedia.org. Listen to us on your favorite devices. Tell your smart speaker to play News 88.7.
From Futuro Media and PRX, it's Latino USA. I'm Maria Hinojosa. Today, we step into the ring with 15-year-old Faith Gomez as she juggles school, girlhood, and her dream of boxing greatness.
I heard my dad saying, keep going, Faith, this is what we work for. Get mad, this is what we came for. If you ain't mad, you ain't ready. Win or loss, we're sure that you came here to fight and you came here to give it to.
And then I speak with Dominican-American actor Judy Reyes.
Everything we are, everything that I am, as an Afro-Latina, as an actor, as a middle-aged woman, mother of a queer kid, creative, everything that I am is being threatened. And yet here I am.
All this coming up on Latino USA. Stay with us. No te vayas.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Janine Herbst. Israel carried out its fiercest wave of airstrikes since a ceasefire took effect a week ago in Gaza. At least 35 Palestinians were killed. 2 Israeli soldiers were also killed. Both countries accuse the other of violating the agreement brokered by President Trump. NPR's Carrie Kahn has more.
The wave of Israeli airstrikes began early Sunday after Israel's military said it was attacked in southern Gaza by Hamas militants. The military later confirmed 2 Israeli soldiers were killed by Hamas. Gaza's health officials say among the dozens of Palestinians killed were 2 children. An Israeli official speaking to the media on condition of anonymity said Israel halted the movement of all trucks inside Gaza, but later a spokesman said the military will abide by the ceasefire. Israeli officials say they have also closed the Rafah border crossing between Egypt and Gaza indefinitely until Hamas returns bodies of deceased hostages at a, quote, reasonable pace. Hamas says it needs heavy equipment and international help to reach more bodies. Carrie Kahn, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
President Trump directed another deadly U.S. military strike on a boat in international waters Friday. NPR's Luke Garrett reports Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the boat was smuggling drugs, while Colombia's president says it was a fishing boat.
3 men are dead after the 7th reported U.S. strike on an alleged drug smuggling boat, according to Secretary Hegseth, who said the attack left no survivors and that no U.S. forces were harmed. An unclassified video released on X shows a slender boat with motors on the stern being destroyed by an airstrike. Hegseth says the vessel was with the National Liberation Army, a Colombian rebel group and designated terrorist organization. He likened the group to Al-Qaeda. Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, denied the boat was part of a rebel group and posted on X it belonged to a, quote, humble family, lovers of the sea, from which they drew their food. The Friday strike brings the reported death toll from President Trump's military campaign against drug smuggling to at least 31. Luke Garrett, NPR News, Washington.
The COVID-19 vaccines may do more than protect people against the coronavirus. As Rob Stein reports, researchers say the shots may also help fight cancer.
Researchers at the University of Florida studied more than 1,000 patients being treated for advanced lung and skin cancer and found that those who had gotten a COVID vaccine, in addition to powerful immune system drugs, were significantly more likely to survive than patients who hadn't gotten a COVID shot. The researchers say that COVID vaccines appear to help rev up the immune system to battle cancer, but more research is needed to explore how the COVID vaccines might help cancer patients. Rob Stein, NPR
Go straight
News.
on.
You're listening to NPR News in Washington. President Trump and Colombian leader Gustavo Petro are having a war of words over illegal drugs. That's with hundreds of millions of dollars in American aid hanging in the balance. Trump says he'll slash U.S. assistance because Colombia's leftist president, quote, does nothing to stop drug production and is, quote, an illegal drug leader. Petro rejects the accusations and defends his work to fight narcotics in Colombia, the world's largest exporter of cocaine. Colombia received an estimated $230 million in the U.S. budget year that ended September 30th.
Go straight on.
It was a dramatic scene at the Louvre in Paris. Rebecca Rossman reports masked men broke into the museum and made off with millions of dollars worth of jewelry.
7 minutes. That's how long police say it took 3 masked men armed with chainsaws to steal 9 pieces of jewelry from the Louvre's Apollo Gallery, including necklaces, a brooch, and a tiara. A museum spokesperson told NPR the pieces are of, quote, inestimable cultural and historical value. France's Interior Minister Laurent Nunez says the thieves entered through a window shortly after the museum opened and used box cutters to smash display cases. They fled on motorcycles toward a nearby highway. The museum was quickly evacuated, no injuries were reported, and police have opened an investigation to track down the suspects. For NPR News, I'm Rebecca Rossman in Paris.
U.S. futures contracts are trading flat at this hour. Dow futures are down about 3 points. They're up about 3 points. NASDAQ futures are up 15 points, and S&P 500 futures up 1. You're listening to NPR News from Washington.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include Luminescence Foundation. Luminescence Foundation is dedicated to shedding light on neurological research focused on Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases and supporting land conservation initiatives. This is NPR.
Discover what inspires some of the world's most creative people.
Getting to know my culture has helped me understand that there is an importance in the past and our traditions.
The Arts Hour is your weekly showcase of the best of global arts and culture.
Space for adventurous people to do imaginative things.
That sounds amazing.
The Arts Hour from the BBC. Fridays at 9 p.m. on News 88.7.
Welcome to Latino USA. I'm Maria Hinojosa. Today's story is going to focus on a boxer who's just starting out. Our story is going to come from producer Adriana Rodriguez, who's been following a rising star in the world of youth boxing. Here's Adriana with the story.
We'll go a couple rounds, 6 minutes to round.
I'm standing in the middle of a driveway, peering into an open garage door on a hot summer night. I'm in my hometown, Stockton, California. The garage has been fully transformed into a makeshift gym, with mats covering most of the concrete floor and a heavy punching bag swinging next to the washing machine.
Come this way, come on.
Turn left. You can't really tell because you can only hear her grunting at her coach, but inside, Faith Gomez is moving with precision and power, pivoting on her toes as she lands every jab. Her belts and medals are proudly displayed on the wall, right next to a letter from the city of Stockton, honoring her achievements.
Come on. Go. Come on. Keep your hands up. Put the hand down.
One of her coaches, who everyone calls Suli, is wearing a thick padded chest guard to absorb her punches. Still, I can tell her quickness is wearing him out.
Go. Step there. Go. Come on. Give me double jab. Time. I see you guys already working on getting your hands down, all that. So.
As the training session is about to wrap, Faith's other coach, her dad, Simon, enters the garage to see how things are going.
Hey, go underneath and push it. Push it up, push it down. But yeah, dominate that jab.
Faith is just 2 weeks out from her next big fight, an all-female competition, and her first international one. So every jab, hook, and pivot matter.
Jab it, like your dad said, jab it. Right hand. Always right here with rib. Yep, and moving aggressively. I told her to be a little aggressive. I would. Boom, yeah. I told her. Come on. She's being slick. Move my hand. Boom, right hand, right after. Being slick.
A year ago, I knew I wanted to tell a story that showcased the boxing scene here in my hometown of Stockton. A lot of great fighters have come out of our city. We have the Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate, who put Stockton on the global MMA map. But even before that, boxing had been woven into the fabric of this place, with legendary fights held at the Civic Auditorium back in the day. This place has a nickname, Fat City, that reflects both irony and pride. There are layers to this, stemming from Stockton's heyday, where you could come out to the Central Valley and make it big, live fat and luxuriously. We may not have much, but we fight hard, and there's beauty in that. We are a news desert, a place where we mostly see mugshots and crime stats come out of our community. Yeah, Stockton can be a gritty, rough around the edges type place, so I knew I wanted to tell this story because even in the often overlooked corners of this country, if you look hard enough, there's power, resilience, hope. But what I didn't know was that the story I'd end up telling would be about a teenager. Turn right. Faith is only 15 years old.
Okay, so this is my bed.
Turn
You can't
left.
see the bottom sheet, but it's pink because I'm going through my girly Eric.
Faith pulls up the comforter of her twin bed to reveal a hot pink fitted sheet. On top of her bed are a handful of stuffed animals.
I'm Faith Gomez. I attend school at Stockton Early College Academy, known as SECA. I still gotta get used to saying sophomore. I'm saying I'm 15 and everything.
Her thick brown hair perfectly frames the roundness of her baby face. And at 5'0", Faith is kind of small, and she can be soft-spoken at times.
I have my mom, I have my dad. I have my sister Brittany, Amber, Jasmine, and then myself, and then 2 pets. Dog and a guinea pig.
I was drawn to Faith's story, not just because of her raw talent, but because I saw a young girl with big dreams and the heart and discipline to chase them. So for the last year, I've been documenting her life as she prepares for her next big fight. Her story reminds me of the determination and hustle I saw all around me growing up in Stockton. That hunger to fight for something more, even when the odds are stacked against you.
It's Latino USA. I'm Maria Hinojosa. For this story, a teenage girl's journey of becoming a pro-Latina boxer. Producer Adriana Rodriguez takes us back to Stockton to continue our story about Faith.
I'm in Faith's off-white room because she wants to show me something.
And then this is rough, because you can feel it.
Faith picks up one of her many stuffed animals so I can feel its fur.
Oh, you have a lot of monkeys.
I know, I have more of a monkey. Oh my God, stop.
That's Jazz, Faith's 13-year-old
and
sister.
then continue straight
The
on.
two share a room. People often think Jazz is older, maybe because she's a couple inches taller.
No,
Go straight
people see
on.
me, that this isn't when they see me that I'm really face. And then when they see Faith, she has a baby body, but she's a grown man woman.
She doesn't say call me a grown man woman.
A baby bump.
Do you see that?
The girls are hilarious, constantly cracking jokes and full of goofy teenage energy. The corkboard hanging next to their TV says it all. It's covered with photos from tournaments and medals, glittery stickers, Hello Kitty and K-pop cutouts, a collage of girlhood and grit.
And these are my rosaries.
Oh, yeah.
I have to keep two.
We're not Catholic, but we're Christian.
Faith has 2 rosaries hanging right next to that glittery covered corkboard. Their family's religious beliefs run deep and are woven into everything they do, from the way they fight to the way they care for each other. Faith is more than just a name. It's what holds the Gomez family together, in and out of the ring.
Since you've been doing this for 4 years, you're still a kid. And I feel like boxing, it's kind of like a serious sport.
I definitely changed over the years. And once